Good evening, friends. Welcome back, Health Family. Today is Sunday, June 28, 2026, and we are diving into massive updates shaking up the medical world. We've got an incredibly fast-tracked approval process for life-saving medical gear, game-changing clinical breakthroughs for aggressive diseases, and a major public health blitz happening right now. Let's jump straight into the top headlines. Segment 1, Regulatory Acceleration. India slashes timelines for medical devices. Headline, India proposes major amendments to medical devices rules, 2017. The details, the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare just published a draft notification in the official gazette to accelerate the availability of critical medical devices. What's changing? The government is shifting timelines down across all risk classes, Class F through Class D. For high-risk Class C and D devices, like cardiac stents, joint replacements, and orthopedic implants, the official manufacturing license grant timeframe is dropping from 105 days down to 90 days. The impact, this move is engineered to improve global ease of doing business and radically shorten the wait time for patients needing high-tech implants. See Press Information Bureau website. Segment 2, Clinical Breakthroughs, Aggressive Cancer Fighting, and Global Approvals. Headline, Heavyweights in Oncology and Antiviral Treatments Move Fast. Breast cancer innovations. Clinical circles are heavily discussing the FDA's expanded approval of sacituzumab govitecanide, Trodelvy, as a first-line treatment for advanced triple-negative breast cancer, TNBC. Administered as monotherapy or with immunotherapy, Phase 3 trial data revealed it pushed median progression-free survival up to 11.2 months. Glioblastoma Hope, fresh data published in Science Data points to an innovative vitamin B12-based compound capable of breaching the tough blood-brain barrier. In animal testing, it selectively accumulated in glioblastoma tumors to release destructive nitric oxide directly into malignant tissue. The first COVID prophylaxis pill, following its early clearance, clinical focus turns to ensitrelvir, Socoba, the world's first oral antiviral designed purely to prevent COVID-19 post-exposure, demonstrating a massive 67% reduction in symptomatic infection risk. You can watch the full catalog of upcoming milestones using the FDA Novel Drug Approvals Hub. Segment 3, Public Health, Pulse Polio Day 2026 in full swing. Headline, Massive Immunization Drives Across India. The campaign, today, June 28, 2026, marks the National Pulse Polio Day. Health departments and regional directors are coordinating localized vaccination booths globally. The message, health professionals are urging parents to bring all children under the age of 5 to their nearest health post for the crucial 2 drops of oral polio vaccine, OPV. Why it matters, despite 0 wild polio cases being reported in certain clean zones for years, maintaining herd immunity via active surveillance remains crucial to keeping regional communities permanently polio-free. Segment 4, Global Health Warnings and Biotech. Headline, Hidden Footprints of Death and Global Surveillance. Virology alert, new findings on cellular mechanics reveal that dying infected cells leave microscopic debris trails termed footprints of death. These trails contain newly discovered cellular particles that actively help invading viruses replicate and spread through nearby tissues. International surveillance. Concurrently, regions across Southeast India, including hospital teams in Andhra Pradesh, have locked in heightened airport screening and isolation protocols. This surveillance targets international arrivals to guard against potential geographic expansions of the Ebola virus reported in parts of Africa. Pigeons read CT scans. Pigeons trained to watch videos of CT scans develop the ability to recognize suspicious nodules in the human body. Popular Science. MedPage Today. Acid suppressive drugs. Acid suppressive drugs are mostly considered safe for use in pregnancy, but research has suggested potential adverse health outcomes in children. A South Korean cohort study suggested that prenatal exposure to acid-suppressive drugs did not have a clear association with the development of inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, in childhood. While exposure was associated with an elevated risk of IBD, and specifically Crohn's disease, there was no association with ulcerative colitis, and there was no difference in absolute risk differences for any of the conditions. MedPage Today. Early onset cancers and aging. A new study led by researchers at Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis provides evidence that younger generations are indeed aging faster biologically than their older counterparts. The causes remain under investigation around the world, including global efforts led by research members of Sightman Cancer Center, based at Barnes Jewish Hospital in Washington Medicine, and Cancer Grand Challenges, a global initiative co-founded by the National Cancer Institute and Cancer Research UK. But importantly, the new research links this accelerated aging to an increased risk of early onset cancers in younger generations in general. Asterisk early onset cancers are those diagnosed at age 55 or younger. Asterisk. Medicine.washu.edu. Global Surgery News, June 28, 2026. If you think surgery is still just about a scalpel and a steady hand, think again. Today, we are breaking down three massive global headlines: Vietnam's brand new connected robotic ecosystem, the rise of ambient AI eavesdropping in the air to save lives, and why regional infrastructure failures are exposing the dark side of medical tourism. Let's dive in. The big picture. As we pass the midway point of 2026, the global surgical robotic systems market is exploding. Industry analysts reveal it is growing at a massive 13% compound annual growth rate, on track to become a $30 billion industry. We are seeing a fierce war between legacy platforms like Intuitive Surgical's Da Vinci in Hungary, agile competitors like Medtronic's Hugo, Johnson & Johnson's Ottava, and India's homegrown disruptor, the SSI Mantra. The operating room is no longer an isolated island, it is a data-driven command center. Segment 1, Vietnam's first connected multi-robotic ecosystem. Our top story today comes from Southeast Asia. Vinmec Healthcare System has officially launched Vietnam's very first integrated high-tech robotic surgery network. Why this matters? This isn't just a hospital buying a single robot. Vinmec has established a multi-connected robotic surgery ecosystem. What does that actually mean? It means multiple robotic platforms across different surgical theaters are now connected to a singular, synchronized data network. The tech, it integrates real-time AI-assisted surgical guidance and data analytics. The benefit, if a surgeon in Hanoi is performing a complex oncology resection, the system feeds live telemetry back to a centralized AI model. This model cross-references the patient's anatomy with thousands of historical surgeries to highlight hidden tissue perfusion and tricky tumor margins in real time. The shift, this move highlights a massive 2026 trend, the rapid migration of advanced robotics into ambulatory and regional surgical centers, making life-saving, minimally invasive procedures accessible outside of traditional Western medical hubs. Segment 2, Ambient AI in the game film of surgery. The tech breakdown. Let's talk about the mind-blowing tech trending in the operating room right now, ambient clinical intelligence, or ambient AI. How it works. Gone are the days when a surgeon had to turn away from a patient to check a monitor or spend hours dictating notes after a grueling 6-hour procedure. Automated voice assistants are taking over the OR. Systems like Jenkins allow a surgeon to simply ask out loud, "What is the patient's blood pressure?" and get an instant audio response. These smart systems actively listen to interoperative discussions, automatically capturing key events and logging them directly into medical records. Surgical game film. Even wilder is the rise of surgical performance analytics. Hospitals are now treating our video recordings, instrument tracking data, and wearable surgeon sensors exactly like professional sports teams treat game film. The system generates an objective post-case performance report. It tracks things like hand tremors, instrument efficiency, and ergonomics to reduce surgeon fatigue and catch potential errors before they ever happen. Segment 3, the scandal exposing medical infrastructure lapses. However, it's not all smooth sailing in the world of high-tech medicine. A major political and medical scandal brewing today reminds us that advanced technology is completely useless without basic infrastructure. The conflict. In Shimla, India, the opposition BJP party launched a scathing attack on the government, calling the regional robotic surgery project the state's biggest medical scandal. The incident, a prominent member of parliament was rushed to the premier Indira Gandhi Medical College, IGMC. Upon arrival, crucial hospital lifts were completely non-functional, causing dangerous delays for a critical patient. The outcry, this has sparked a fierce global conversation today about the ethics of medical marketing. Critics argue that governments and hospital chains are spending millions on hollow announcements and high-tech robotic photo ops while failing to maintain basic facilities like functioning elevators, power redundancy, and core nursing staff. The takeaway, as remote telesurgery and 5G-enabled drone trauma solutions scale up in 2026, cybersecurity experts and regulators are watching tightly. Today's scandal is a stark reminder: if a hospital can't keep its elevators running, how can we trust it to handle encrypted, zero-latency remote robotic surgery? Summary. From Vietnam's multi-connected robotic ecosystems to the incredible rise of ambient AI assistants, the surgical landscape is evolving at breakneck speed. But as today's headlines show, the human element and the physical infrastructure supporting these machines remains the ultimate bottleneck. What do you think? Would you trust an AI assistant to guide a robot operating on you, or do you think hospitals need to get back to basics and fix their infrastructure first? Regulatory walls are coming down, treatments are getting smarter, and public health needs everyone's attention. If you found this update valuable, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a breaking update. Leave a comment below on which medical breakthrough you are tracking closest. Stay safe, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video. Disclaimer: compiled information. This content is for educational purposes and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. The audience must verify the contents before use. The creator, publisher, and YouTube will not be responsible for any harm.